As an organization, we are into telecom managed services, providing support to the telecom operators.
And as we all are aware, that this pandemic has a toll on world economy.
However, the action we took did not indicate that the pandemic would take this long.
Right now, majority of the field engineers are scared of contracting the COVID-19 virus, despite the fact that they are on their full PPE, that's their personal protective equipment.
Movement restriction, like accessibility to sites.
So if this thing continues, the major effect of it is, one, job loss.
Unfortunately, with what is happening now, it will get to a point that we will not have space, materials to support our activities, meaning that the quality of service will be impacted.
Because if we don't have enough support, we don't have, if our revenue decreases, we won't have any option than to reduce our operational cost. And by reducing operational cost, that means the staff overhead, some of it has to go.
Basically, our team ended up spending more because there was no public transport. They have to go as far as to do a shuttle to get a vehicle for those that don't have their own personal vehicle. Then even when they end up to get this, there are a series of roadblocks, despite the fact that they even have a pass that was actually issued by NCC. Different security agents, actually, there are different checkpoints that actually hinder the team from getting to site as planned to meet up with their the activity that they actually want to go and carry out on the site.
Even I presume that the police and other law enforcement agencies give us support. How do we deal with the issues from community? Issues that has to do with crime, because people don't have a means of survival, especially people that live on their daily income. So why we still have that and still find it difficult to deal with police? We have a major issue of actually being accepted by the communities where we want to work, because crime has increased. Even the person going to site with his organization is just afraid because he doesn't know where to meet.
Presently, if you look at it, there's degradation in quality of service because of restriction of movement. During this pandemic, during this lockdown, we are all aware that most of the POS, they're having challenges. And we all see it when we resume on Monday. We can see the volume of crowd advance because of the problems they encountered during that lockdown.
For engineers to gain access into sites that are within residential buildings, offices, and estates. Some estates will even give you rules and regulations that if you are not a resident of the place, you can't even gain access. So it requires several calls, and negotiations before we eventually gain access to some of those areas. And all of this causes delay. And the more the delay, the poorer the network stability, the poorer the network availability. On
the part of government, it's going to lead to loss of revenue as well. Because if I lay off my staff, automatically my pay as you earn tax then go into government coffer. So it affects them as well.
So I cannot even count the series of calls that I receive from my teams every day. That's, boss, we are tired of sitting at home, we need to work, we need to feed my family. So this period has actually impacted negatively on them.
As a body, we've actually written to the Honorable Minister of Communication on our affairs, and we've sent an appeal. This is a copy of the appeal we've sent to Honorable Minister.
We don't know how far we can sustain this if we don't get support from the government. So we are also asking that they will work with us to create an enabling environment that will help us to protect the jobs of our staff.
And we all know that this is an industry that a lot of other industry are dependent on. Banking depends on ICT and telecoms, insurance, health sector, and so many other sectors. What we're actually looking for from government or relative authority is to give more like stimulus or intervention so that we can keep our staff working and we can keep network availability steady. Another thing we are looking at is tax holiday or tax relief. If we can get that as well, it's going to go a long way because this industry is very, very crucial to the recovery process of the post-pandemic period. Some countries in the world have invested heavily, like South Africa. They've come to the aid of telecoms industry because they see it as an industry that can regenerate. And as a result of their investment in that, it has doubled up their gross domestic product. Not only South Africa, we have United Arab Emirates as well. We are all witness to that. So if other countries can do that, if other governments can do that, our government can look at the positive side of the post-pandemic and help support the industry so that all other industry can sprout up from there.